Hey guys, part 2 of the Monster Jam games that I consider underrated, and it's Monster 4x4 Masters of Metal for the PS2 and the GameCube. So, Monster 4x4 is by Ubisoft and has only Monster Jam trucks, so it's Monster Jam. There would be actually a sequel to this game, another Monster 4x4, but it doesn't have Monster Jam in it, so not gonna bother. So unlike all the other Monster Jam games, there's actually sort of a story. The game starts with you, the rookie, a loser in Monster Jam, and you go out to be the best. You get some help from a couple dudes, and then you basically go through Monster Jam, and at the very end you get this lame-ass cutscene, and you win. Okay, maybe there isn't a story after all. So, gameplay-wise, this game is way different from all the other Monster Jam games. There are three types of gameplay. There's stadium, off-road, and minigames. But first I want to talk about how the game controls. The truck's controls at first seems like ass. It just seems like crap, but you have to actually get used to it. There's a big learning curve. It's actually incredibly realistic, like it's kind of weird. The shocks work like an actual truck, etc. It took a lot of time to get used to for me. Trucks in this game are actually decent. There's an alright amount of them, but in the beginning you have like the lamest trucks out of the whole game, and so I chose Destroyer, so expect a majority of this review to be of Destroyer. In racing, you use your truck that you choose at the beginning of the game and race in generally a not large track. These usually include a lot of small turns, a lot of hills and bumps, and a few other obstacles like rings, etc. These races are alright for the most part and put up a decent challenge. You do 3 laps for each race, and you do 3 races. However, if you lose, you get kicked out of the match, and yeah, it's only one-on-one racing. Next is off-road. In this, you get to choose a truck, and every new level you unlock a new truck. These are literally big areas with 10 to 20 checkpoints in it, and you just try to get there, similar to say like GTA. Additionally, you get 4 power-ups you can buy before the race. There's Turbo, and in the game you can actually boost, but you can overheat your engine. So this is basically a super boost, the Turbo. There's Shield, which I never used once. There's Traction Tires, which are very helpful. And the Super Jump. Finally, there are these mini games. There's a bunch of these in the game, like long jump, crush these cars, do a long wheelie, etc. The game's campaign has you go through like 12 or so areas, and it goes like this. You have a stadium event, off-road event, and minigame event in each one. Completing these gets you money, which you use to get to the next stadium event. It costs so much money to get to the next stadium event, and you also have to buy your power-ups with that money. Lastly, there's multiplayer, which actually is pretty funny and decent. The graphics in the game are actually pretty decent for the time. The trucks look nice and everything animates nice. It seems like this thing actually had a budget, unlike the last game. The textures are alright and the graphics are kinda nice to look at. It's kinda nice. The sound is okay too. The trucks sound pretty nice and the engines sound pretty real. The sound effects are really non-existent because really all you're gonna hear is the truck and smashing into stuff. The music is actually pretty decent with a few tunes that I still remember, and it's actually quite surprising that it has original music. And the voice acting in this game is just truly the finest in all of gaming. Overall though, it is just alright presentation, but that voice acting.
You're crazy, I love it. Go! Destroyer really deserves to win. It's a good thing this truck seems to be well made. Wow! Let's see if he can keep up the rhythm.
Okay as this game seems, this game has some problems. It's not crap like Monster Jam Maximum Destruction was, but it's not great either. It has some big flaws. Now, the first I'm going to talk about in the graphics, the cutscenes look terrible. They look horrendous. like 5 cutscenes that are in the game. They just look like crap. Your face in this game, the rookie, what the fuck? Now, as hard as the controls can be, like I mentioned earlier, I'll be honest, the turning is total crap. Like, turning can be a humongous pain in the ass. The controls can go completely out of control on the turning. Next is the problem of simply controlling your truck in the off-road. This shit can be impossible, and you will lose control completely of your truck and you will lose. You will lose the race a couple times before you figure out how the course works and where exactly you gotta go. Literally, you will just lose the control all the damn time, and I mean, it's completely BS. Lastly is by far the biggest problem of the game. This game will literally just fuck you over. All the time. And it will laugh at you. What do I mean by this? This game is one of the stupidest, most frustrating games I've played in recent years. It kind of reminds me of Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal. It was that frustrating. When you buy power-ups, you can buy them new or used. Now, new means they work 100% of the time. Now, used, it says right there, 75% of the time it should work. Now, in the race, I almost never bought new and always used because I had to conserve my money. So I didn't have to do some of these mini games because of the horrible controls. This shit will mess you up though, and it will almost always fail if you buy used. I mean, it's BS. Like, buying used half the time won't even work for anything. The truck's inability to control normally just adds to it. Then there's the hit detection. Oh my god, is it bad. It's terrible. You get caught on literally everything. Trees, houses, other trucks, you get caught on everything. If you hit another truck, good luck getting off him within a few seconds. You will be stuck to him for a while. I mean, just completely avoid the other trucks. Unless you're hitting them from, like, behind. If you get next to them, and, like, if you're not rear-ending them, don't bother. Don't even bother. I mean, it gets hard as shit to win these races when your truck's going crazy, and you're just getting caught on shit, and all your power-ups just failed. Literally, the game will just laugh at you. And now you can do these mini games to get money and buy power-ups, but the controls are like terrible in these parts because you see it. Most of them require like just turns, and well, turns are evil. And the camera is really bad. Like whenever you are going slow and you're doing a turn, it goes into like donut mode, which it thinks it's gonna. It thinks that you're gonna do a donut, and the camera is just crap and. You can't even like see anything, and so it's a master just disaster. And like there's also terrible spawning. The spawning is just terrible. Also, the single player, once you play through it, if you even do, you'll never play it again. I guarantee you. It took me like 4.5 hours to beat, and I was really mixed on this game. And so you think I'm ever gonna play it again? Hell no. This game isn't terrible. It's not good, but it's not really bad. I mean, it crosses a thin line, and I'm talking a thin line between crap and mediocre. It really does. I mean, it really is literally the average game, the 5 out of 10. It literally is the in-between. It's just mediocre for the most part, pretty much, though. I mean, I really can't recommend it to anyone with that kind of just how it works. I mean, I bet there are a bunch of people as kids liked it and stuff, and I mean, as a kid, I would probably think this game's pretty cool. I mean, if you like Monster Jam, this one is a maybe if you see it at like half-price books for a couple bucks or a garage sale. Maybe. Everyone else, just steer clear. No pun intended.